Year and welcome to 2023.
So exciting because some of you may have had a really interesting 2022. It's like the numbers, because they were so nice, kind of made us lure us into a false sense of security in a way.
Yeah.
But it equaled a number 6 in numerology, which was actually karmic. So a lot of us were dealing with some pretty heavy karmic lessons.
Yeah. So essentially last year was about closing a chapter of your book. So it was the end of a 12-year cycle. So anything perhaps that came up initially for you in 2010, you were dealing with the ends of it sort of last year. So certainly when we've touched base with people in the community, it was a tough year for everyone. You know, a lot of family stuff coming up, a lot of stuff in the collective, and a lot of stuff individually. So a very tough year for many.
And I think what's important to remember is that, as we know, the universe is held in perfect equilibrium always. So if you felt like there were some really tough lessons that occurred, know that that's always going to be balanced by the good things. They just may not be obvious at this point, or maybe you just haven't seen them yet.
Yeah. So what is the energy going forward? So what's the energy of this year? Well, last year was about, there was a lot of truth, so there was a lot of collaboration and connection. It was the year of the lovers. This year's the year of the Chariot. So we're going into a 7 year, which 7 is always the number of spirit and the soul. So I don't know, Colee's just going to show you a picture of the energy going into this year. So this year is about the path. It's about sharpening your vision because you're starting a new chapter. So essentially you're opening the book on the next 12 years of your life. And this year is about sharpening your vision of what you want in those years.
Yeah. It's like that formative year for a 12-year cycle, so it's quite important. And yeah, as we can see with the Chariot card, you've got the 2 sphinxes down the bottom, the black one and the white one, which is about balancing our masculine and feminine aspects, and also our human side and our spiritual side. So it's kind of like balancing, but also a very focused and forward motion, right? It's like there's no getting off the chariot.
Yeah.
We got to move forward.
Yeah. There's no going backwards.
There's no going backwards this year. But what is important to remember as we start this year in January is that we still have Mars and Mercury in retrograde until January 18th.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Do not push forward yet. The first 2.5 weeks of this year is about consolidating last year, integrating the soul lessons you've learned, and starting to envision the year to come.
Yeah.
It's not the time to, start up your gym membership, start your crazy diet, and, start practicing yoga. Not yet. It's like 2 weeks, and then go.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah, that's it. So just hold back, just consolidate the lessons. The key is during retrograde is that we reassess, we reflect, we re-evaluate all those words, so that we can be really clear, because once February, March, April hit, we have no planets retrograde, and that hasn't happened for a while. So it's kind of going to be really that Chariot like energy. And we also then move into Aries season and things like that, where it's just like full steam ahead, full motion on our dreams and visions.
Take no prisoners.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Full self-focus. Remember the Chariot, there's only one person in that chariot. That's you.
Yeah.
It's your dream, it's your path, it's your vision. And although last year there was a lot of kind of community connection and maybe a lot of family things and maybe a lot of distraction with other people, which wasn't a bad thing, and lots of partnerships, this year it's a single-minded focus.
Yeah, it's the year of spirit, soul, solidarity.
Yeah.
So it's about pulling yourself inwards this year. Yes, last year was an externally focused year. This year is internally focused.
Yeah, and that's kind of like that slipstream, like with the Chariot. We want the Chariot moving forward. And yes, we don't want to be distracted too much by the external stuff. It's very much keeping that single-minded focus on yourself and your dreams.
Yeah. So we wish you all the best for this year. Thanks for listening. If you want to check in regarding anything, feel free to check in for a reading. If not, all the best and Happy New Year. Bless.